welcome everybody. Let's talk about motivation. More specifically, I want to talk about some ingredients that go into exercise and diet adherence, sticking to your goals and achieving them. Now, I didn't come up with any of this stuff, by the way. Most of these ideas come from people far smarter than me or scientific theories put through the filter of my own experience and the experience of others. Here we go. Number 1, inspiration. Inspiration is often the initial spark that drives a person to start pursuing a fitness goal. It is a feeling of enthusiasm or a sudden idea that motivates action. Inspiration tends to be momentary and can be triggered by external factors such as seeing someone else's success, a personal health scare, or exposure to fitness content. Research shows that while inspiration can initiate behavior, it is often insufficient to sustain long-term action without other supporting factors. Inspiration can be powerful and can be a great tool for getting pumped up to go to the gym or start you on the path. But it is not a source you can rely on. It will fade fast, but it is great when it is there. When you see someone struggling and completely emptying their soul to grind a heavy deadlift and it immediately makes you want to deadlift. When you watch a competitive sport and someone leaves it all out on the field, overcoming the odds, and you feel that tingle, maybe even a tear forming in your eye, and it makes you want to get up and shed some blood and sweat with them. That is inspiration, my friend. Take it when you can get it. But remember, it is a feeling, and feelings are fleeting. If you get inspired to embark on a fitness journey, make a realistic plan immediately and address some of the barriers with solutions right away. Like, how am I going to get to the gym? What time of day is most feasible? How am I going to achieve my goal? Do I need a coach or a trainer? What foods do I need to buy? Make it real. Number 2, motivation itself. Motivation is the internal or external drive that propels an individual to take action toward a goal. It can be intrinsic, driven by personal satisfaction, or extrinsic, driven by external rewards or recognition. This is the basis for the name of this channel, Beyond Goals. Autonomy, mastery, and being connected to others or a purpose. These are key factors in the latest theories of motivation. Motivation is a well-researched area, particularly within the framework of self-determination theory. SDT emphasizes the importance of autonomous motivation, where actions are self-endorsed in achieving long-term adherence to fitness routines. Research also distinguishes between approach motivation, driven by positive outcomes, and avoidance motivation, driven by the desire to avoid negative outcomes, with approach motivation generally being more effective for sustained behavior. Anyway, when you find that you enjoy lifting and exercise for its own sake, you get satisfaction from the act itself, for the intrinsic properties, feeling good about making it to the gym, the endorphins, the stress relief, getting pumped and looking in the mirror and being like, hell yeah. The freedom and all that good stuff. You are more likely to stay motivated or stick to your goals. Extrinsic motivation is your goal and the rewards for achieving it, which is important. But when the goal is so far away and you have to exist in limbo until then, and you exist in the same body you woke up in the day before you decided to get on this path, it can be tough to keep going. It can be years of delayed gratification. Find ways to gain satisfaction from it, and there are so many ways to get the job done. There's almost no reason to do what you hate in the gym or eat foods you hate on a diet. On a side note, be compassionate to yourself. If you start thinking negative thoughts or beating yourself up about not being in shape or missing a workout or eating some junk food, think, would I say this stuff to someone else, someone I care about? Being honest with yourself is great, but being unnecessarily brutal and self-destructive probably doesn't have any upside. If you miss a day or two, just get back on the freaking wagon. Don't give up. It's not about being perfect, it's about not quitting. Now, on the subject of autonomy, one of the things I hear from people is that workout time is their time, the only part of your life that you control. The weights are dependable. How much you put in directly correlates to what you get back. No politics, no boss. No one can take away your freaking gains. And you can't buy gains. So how much money you have is completely irrelevant. It's a free, open playground. When you take ownership of your fitness, it gives you a sense of autonomy and control that can honestly be life-changing. On the topic of mastery, something that keeps me coming back to resistance training, especially in the early days, is the clear progression. You don't have to guess if you're getting better or wait for a promotion from your boss. You literally get better every day. The straightforward progress of adding a few pounds to the bar, getting another rep. Mastery over one's body can be a great freaking thing. I encourage people to really focus on exercise execution with precision and attention. The feeling of getting perfect rep after perfect rep is amazing. And it's still something I look forward to every time I go, always aiming for better. And on the topic of connectedness and purpose, of course, it was stated earlier, feeling connected to other people can be powerfully motivating. Being surrounded by people who care about the same thing can really saturate you in the feeling like this is who we are, and this is what we do. Number 3, intent. Intent refers to the conscious decision to pursue a specific fitness goal. It represents a commitment to action and is often the result of both inspiration and motivation. The theory of planned behavior posits that intention is a strong predictor of actual behavior. Intentions are shaped by attitudes toward the behavior, perceived social norms, and perceived behavioral control. However, research also indicates that there can be a gap between intent and action, often referred to as the intention-behavior gap, which other factors like habit, discipline can bridge. Intention is coming up with a good plan, a smart plan, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, and being devoted to it. You want this, so go make it happen. Make intermediate goals and landmarks to hit along the way. Number 4, habit. Habit is the automatic repetition of a behavior in response to specific cues, developed through consistent practice over time. Habit formation is crucial for sustaining long-term fitness behaviors, especially when motivation wanes. Research shows that it typically takes about 66 days on average to form a new habit, though this can vary. Habits are powerful because they reduce the cognitive load required to make decisions, making it easier to maintain a consistent fitness routine. For me, this is what carries most of the weight. Getting in the habit of eating and sleeping right, going to the gym. When you start, at first it's a bit messy. There's a lot of friction and resistance. But once you figure out how everything fits and you can get into a rhythm, it gets easier. It will never be this difficult ever again. Remember that. If you're wondering why it's so hard in the beginning, because that is what hard feels like. Number 5, discipline. Discipline is the ability to maintain focus and effort toward a goal, even in the face of challenges or when motivation is low. It involves self-control and the consistent application of effort. Discipline is often linked to the concept of self-regulation, which is the ability to manage one's behavior in alignment with long-term goals. Research indicates that discipline is a stronger predictor of success than talent or intelligence. While motivation can fluctuate, discipline helps ensure continuity in behavior. It is also linked to the development of habits, as disciplined action over time leads to automatic behaviors. The whole motivation or discipline dichotomy is completely unnecessary in my opinion. When habit, motivation, inspiration fail, discipline will get you through. But it's not something you should have to exert all the time. Sure, you can get better at forcing your will. This ability will fluctuate though. Like anything else, it is not an endless well. But when things get tough and the excuses roll in, you can always count to 3 and just get after it. Don't think, act. You know what you need to do, just get it done. Period. You know who doesn't do what they don't want to do? They can't regulate their behavior in pursuit of a future goal? Children. We are not children, we are adults. You may have excuses, and maybe they're justified. Great, you're off the hook. Now what? Are you closer to your goal? Sometimes when I want to quit, I just say to myself, what is the alternative? Go back to the way I was before. Many times, action comes first, motivation comes later. Number 6, and this is the holy grail of motivation. Not everyone will reach this, but if you do, you're golden. Number 6 is passion. Passion refers to a deep, enduring interest and enthusiasm for a particular activity or goal. In the context of fitness, it involves a strong emotional attachment to exercise or healthy living. It starts with action. Most of us think we have to be motivated to act. Action is the path to motivation, and fake motivation is still motivation. If you're not pumped to work out, pretend you are. That is what is great about surrounding yourself with people who are passionate about it. You'll find yourself playing the part of someone who is excited about exercising. If you can find passion and enjoy something within exercise, nothing can stand in your way. No barrier can stop you. There are so many ways to get the job done. Don't let people tell you there's only one path. If you don't have time, you'll do drop sets, supersets. You got no time at work, you'll sneak in quick workouts on your break. There are no rules. If you are passionate, adherence is no longer an issue. These forces have some interplay and often work together to support the pursuit of a fitness goal. For example, inspiration might lead to motivation, which in turn forms the basis for setting an intention. Habit and discipline help translate intention into consistent action, while passion keeps the process enjoyable and sustainable. While inspiration and motivation may kickstart a fitness journey, it is often discipline, habit, and passion that sustain it over the long term. As habits solidify, less reliance on motivation is needed, making the pursuit of goals more automatic. It's not all about motivation or willpower. You have many forces you can rely on to keep you going on your path. Now, with all that said, I got a couple other things I stumbled across here, some helpful ideas and insights. Let's just run through them. Number 1, growth mindset. A growth mindset is, as introduced by psychologist Carol Dweck, is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and persistence. Adopting a growth mindset can reframe the pursuit of a fitness goal as a journey of improvement rather than a fixed outcome. This mindset encourages viewing setbacks as opportunities for learning rather than as failures, making it easier to stay committed over the long term. Studies show that individuals with a growth mindset are more resilient and better able to sustain effort towards long-term goals, including fitness goals, compared to those with a fixed mindset. Number 2 is temporal discounting and future continuity. That's a mouthful. Temporal discounting is the tendency to devalue rewards that are farther in the future. Future self-continuity refers to the degree to which people see their future selves as connected to their present selves. Enhancing future self-continuity can help reduce the tendency to discount future rewards. Visualization exercises where you imagine your future self enjoying the benefits of your current efforts to strengthen the connection between your present actions and future rewards. Regularly reflecting on how today's efforts will lead to a healthier, stronger version of yourself can motivate consistent action. Research in behavior economics suggests that increasing future self-continuity reduces impulsivity and improves the ability to delay gratification. Techniques such as future-oriented thinking and setting vivid, concrete future goals have been shown to improve adherence to long-term fitness goals. Number 4, chunking and intermediate goals. This is huge and important. Chunking involves breaking down a large, distant goal into smaller, more manageable intermediate goals. By setting smaller milestones that are aligned with the ultimate goal, you can create a sense of progress and achievement. This can involve setting short-term fitness goals such as improving a personal best or mastering a new exercise technique, which provides more frequent opportunities for gratification, as I said earlier. Research on goal setting theory supports the idea that achieving small incremental goals can build momentum and sustained motivation. These smaller goals provide regular feedback, making the overall goal feel more attainable. There's something called the goal gradient hypothesis, where the closer you get to a finish line, the more energy you expend, like a runner at the end of a race. People quit when they focus on the distant finish line. Like a distance runner, make mental checkpoints and landmarks to keep you going. Number 5, delayed gratification techniques. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist the temptation of immediate reward in favor of a later, often larger reward. Techniques for improving delayed gratification include self-imposed rules. I will only allow myself to watch my favorite show after I've completed my workout. Creating a structured routine and using reminders of the long-term benefits. Another strategy is pre-commitment, where you make a commitment to future actions that help avoid immediate temptations, signing up for a non-refundable class or something. The famous marshmallow test and subsequent studies by Walter Mischel and others have shown that individuals who can delay gratification tend to achieve better outcomes in various life domains, obviously. Training in self-regulation and using environmental cues to reinforce delayed gratification can enhance the ability to stick with long-term fitness goals. Number 6, identity-based habits. Identity-based habits involve adopting a self-identity that aligns with the desired behavior. By seeing yourself as a fit person or an athlete, you begin to adopt behaviors that are consistent with that identity, making it easier to stay committed. This approach shifts the focus from what you want to achieve to who you want to become, which can be more motivating over the long term. Research in identity theory suggests that when behaviors are aligned with one's self-concept, they are more likely to be consistent and sustainable. Identity-based habits create a sense of intrinsic motivation, as actions are seen as expressions of who you are rather than tasks to be completed. Number 7, the final one, self-compassion. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with kindness and understanding, especially in the face of challenges or setbacks. Being self-compassionate helps maintain motivation by reducing the negative emotional impact of setbacks. Instead of giving up after a missed workout or poor diet day, self-compassion encourages getting back on track without self-criticism. Research by Kristen Neff and others on self-compassion shows that individuals who practice self-compassion are more resilient and less likely to give up on their goals after encountering difficulties. This approach promotes long-term adherence by fostering a positive, supportive inner dialogue. Alright guys, that is it for the video. I hope you found something in there that is helpful, and get out there and have fun, man. Go, good luck. And, yeah, see you next time. Alive, power surges.